Damn.
So I'm sure you guys have seen this by now. It's kind of going all over the internet, especially if you're following the gym community somewhat, right? Like some lifting pages and whatever, you've definitely heard about this. So basically, if you don't know who these people are, but I'm sure you kind of do if you're watching this video, Jeff Nippard basically made a response video to this guy, Big Mike or Mike Van Wyck.
The science-based guys, any top three you choose. Tell me if you would describe their physique as excellent, average, or mediocre. And where would you put them in that? I guarantee it's not in excellent. It's somewhere in the middle, right? Science guys really need to answer this question before anything. Why is it that you remain so mediocre, yet you know so much?
Basically, was just calling him out, replying to his video saying like, hey man, here's why I do what I do and believe what I believe. And here's sort of my credentials to back this up, right? It doesn't really matter what you look like with the information. Information is either right or wrong. And, you know, Jeff's just saying like, hey, I'm just providing people with factual information, whether he's the biggest, best looking guy in the bodybuilding industry or not.
I know I don't need to respond to this, but since he asked, using science-based training, I won Natural Bodybuilding Nationals. I earned my pro card on the most competitive stage in the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation. I placed second in my first bodybuilding pro show, and while doing this, I set the Canadian record on the bench press, and I set a provincial record on the squat. I currently weigh 180 pounds at 5'5" tall, which is pretty close to my natural limit given my height and my genetics. That's all besides the point though, because facts are facts. Information is either right or wrong. It doesn't matter who that information is coming from. If the people with the best physiques had the most knowledge, why would C-Bum need a coach? He has the best physique on the planet. Who could possibly know more than him? Well, it's pretty obvious that bodybuilding success comes from great genetics and really hard training, and if you want to make it in the IFBB, steroid use. I like science because it gives me more confidence in what actually works and what doesn't, because it isolates variables. If you trust a big guy's advice over scientific studies, that doesn't bother me. I listen to what big guys have to say too.
So anyways, Mike posts this video just talking, kind of dissing all these science dudes. Jeff replies, and then I guess what happened, well, according to Jeff, I'll put the post up right here, kind of what he was saying, but basically they bumped into each other at the gym, and this guy, Big Mike, straight jabs this guy in the throat, like shoves him right in the throat, pushes him to the ground, and then I guess he did it twice, and then he also hit the cameraman. So, you know, what bugs me about shit like this is it's so stupid. Like, you have to be such a meathead and so arrogant and so, like, it's that typical response from, like, loser meathead fucking guys who, you know, they're so fucking arrogant. You know, they can't handle that they're wrong, and their only way to back up their lack of intelligence and validity in their argument is to just become physical. I mean, I'm sure, you know, everyone's always heard, you know, like people who'll just be like, oh, I'll just fucking beat you up. Like, and I mean, hey man, I guess that's like, you know, once upon a time, that's a surefire way to say you win, even if you're factually wrong. But, you know, in today's day and age, when now this is going to go all over the internet, you're definitely going to get sued. Like, you just look like a moron. And what's crazy, though, is I was actually looking at this guy's Instagram, and there's people who were, like, standing by him. And I get it. Like, you know, I do understand. Like, I know I'd be pretty fucked. Like, if my friend did something terrible, I would probably still be their friend, but I wouldn't agree with what they're doing. And what's nuts is a lot of these people are straight up saying like they agree with Mike on this situation, which to me is insane. I mean, I understand supporting your friend and being there with him because he fucked up bad, but like you to go out and say like, oh yeah, I actively believe this guy's in the right, even though the summary of what happened is this guy made some brain dead comment saying like, why would I listen to a science-based guy when I'm just fucking huge. So obviously what I do works. Who needs science? And then the science guy replies and says, hey man, you know, super respectfully too. He's like, hey, you know, this is just what I provide the people, and these are my credentials, and you know, that's all it is, right? It's pretty straight, pretty cut and clear. And then this guy's response is to just physically assault this guy in the gym. And it's fucking crazy because I already didn't like this guy because a long time ago I seen a video of this guy getting so pressed at one of those whatever, like gym influencer fucking conventions or something like that. Like I forget what it is. I'll put a clip up.
Put your face up. I'll go fight if you want to. You think I'm scared? I don't give a
Let's go to the fucking loading dock. There's a loading dock.
Let's go. Come on. I thought we were going. Take a lunch break, bro.
But if you don't want to be touched, then get the out of here.
Pretty sure the ones that talk like you guys are the ones who actually can't fight.
But I seen that video, and it's like, dude, this guy is such a fucking roid head. Like, you're gonna get mad at this guy for fucking asking you to drug test or whatever he does? Or like these guys start threatening to, what it was is these guys start threatening to kill this guy because they're asking him their stats and then being like, okay, we'll measure you or weigh you or whatever. It's like, bro, you guys are so fucking lost, man. Like, no rational person has jumps from like, you're claiming something, some guy says, okay, we'll test you, we'll measure you, and you get into threatening to kill them. Like, it's just, it's insanity. Like, I don't know how anyone gets behind these guys. Like, dude, whatever if he's your friend, but you can't be fucking actively supporting him being a fucking moron. Like, I don't know. It's fucking crazy. Anyways, I had to talk about this because I kind of follow this stuff and I thought it's insane and it pisses me off. Like, it really does drive me nuts that there's people like this and they get away with it, right? Because they have enough supporters that they'll be fine for the most part. I mean, sometimes, you know, and I'm not for cancel culture, right? Like, I don't think this guy should lose his career, but he should be held accountable. And I think Jeff should sue him. Truly, like, I think, you know, there has to be some kind of lesson learned here, because obviously this guy doesn't get it and he thinks he can just sort of bully his way into putting out like whatever this guy feels like he says is right, and if you don't agree, he'll just fucking assault you, apparently, right? So I don't know, crazy situation. I just thought I'd post on this. Peace.